Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to our December 15th board meeting. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask Mr. Slade for a word of prayer.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this season that we celebrate, the gift that was given to us.
Yes, Lord.
Father, the Son that was born for us. Lord, thank you for that incredible gift, an unspeakable gift. Father, I pray that as we celebrate this season, we will keep our focus on the gift that you give to us, the freedoms that we enjoy as a nation, flowing from the freedom from sin that you have provided for us. Father, I pray that as we gather today to conduct the business of the county and consider what it means to have a government that is responsive to the people, Father, I pray that we would understand that gift, that we would appreciate that gift, Father, that we would never take it for granted, and all of the blood and sacrifice that has been shed so that we might enjoy these freedoms.
Yes, Lord.
Help us to return that thanks back to you in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. All right, public comments. And have any public comments this morning? Anybody want to speak? Yes, sir. Come forward. Mr. Palmer.
Good morning, Darrell.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I'm
Good
Darrell
morning.
Palmer, former candidate for Supervisor District 2 in Rankin County, and I just wanted to come public and congratulate Phil Scoggins on his win on a well-run campaign. I still love Rankin County. I still love District 2 in Rankin County. Still want to serve Rankin County. So where my future is, I don't know yet, but I just wanted to publicly thank and congratulate Phil. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Darrell.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Darrell.
Yep.
Mr. Slade.
Gentlemen, this morning we've got the occasion to consider a resolution by the Board of Supervisors that commends and congratulates the Rankin County Sheriff's Office, our Sheriff Brian Bailey, and our award-winning animal control operations. I wanted to make that public. Sheriff, do you mind coming forward? And Sheriff, I'd ask if you will, just have the men and women of the Animal Control Department recognized this morning. I'm gonna read this resolution, so whoever you wanna be up here. Come on, guys. As these folks come forward, this is Rankin County's Sheriff's Office Animal Control Operations Team.
I'd like to ask Jason to put a special interest into the ship. Jason, come on up.
This is a great honor and one that we want to celebrate, and so the supervisors have asked me this morning to read a resolution that's been adopted by the supervisors, signed by all the supervisors and by our Chancery Clerk. It says, this is a resolution of the Board of Supervisors commending and congratulating the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Bailey, on an award-winning animal control operations. Whereas the Rankin County Board of Supervisors recognizes Sheriff Brian Bailey for his willingness to oversee animal control operations in unincorporated Rankin County, and that by doing so, Sheriff Bailey and the men and women of the Rankin County Sheriff's Office work daily to make Rankin County a desirable and safe place to live and raise a family. Whereas the men and women of the Rankin County Sheriff's Office, under the supervision of the Sheriff, have worked diligently to make animal control operations in Rankin County effective, efficient, and humane. And whereas recently Sheriff Bailey and his department were credited with 2 outstanding achievement awards in recognition of exemplary animal control operations, and specifically the operation of the Rankin County Animal Control Shelter. And whereas the Rankin County Animal Control Facility was awarded a certificate of recognition by Best Friends Animal Society, a private nonprofit corporation dedicated to human treatment of animals. This recognition classifies Rankin County's animal control facility as having achieved a save rate of at least 90%. This achievement is a testament to the hard work of the men and women of the department, as well as the combined effort of citizens of Rankin County and others such as Best Friends Animal Society, who provide subject matter and process expertise to Rankin County animal control operations. And whereas, in addition to the Rankin County Animal Control Facility was recently awarded the designation of Top 10 Animal Control Facility in the state of Mississippi by Business Rate, a subsidiary of Alphabet Incorporated. This achievement marks recognition by the citizens of Rankin County and surrounding communities of the outstanding and valuable public service provided through our animal control facility and its contribution to the overall quality of life found in our community. Therefore, it's resolved by the Board of Supervisors that we commend and congratulate Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey and the men and women of the Rankin County Animal Control Operations for their dedicated service to all citizens of Rankin County. These men and women are fine examples of the quality of men and women selected by our sheriff and his leadership team to serve the citizens of our county each and every day and to care for our animal population in extraordinary and award-winning ways. That's been signed, gentlemen and ladies, on behalf of the Board of Supervisors today, the 15th of December, signed by each supervisors and by our chancery clerk. I have the original list I'm going to present to the sheriff. Sheriff, I think you have a presentation as well.
This is from Best Friends Network. It says, proudly presents this plaque to the Rankin County Animal Shelter in recognition of maintaining or achieving no-kill status on July 31st, 2025 by exceeding 90% save rate for cats and dogs. And that's amazing to me from where we were a few years ago to where we are now. And I'd just like to say the people of Rankin County take animal control, animal care very seriously. And each one of these supervisors behind me, I know have gotten personal phone calls about an animal control issue. And in turn, they have funded the animal control unit of the sheriff's office. And I challenge anybody to find another county that invests more than the Rankin County Board of Supervisors does in animal control. And we finally got a great combination of people that take ownership. They take this personal, the care of these animals. I just can't thank y'all enough. Because I don't do anything, y'all do all the work. And I mean, never fails, well, I call you, or one of these supervisors call you, go check on something, boom, it's taken care of. And especially this time of year when the weather's cold and everything, so I just really do sincerely appreciate all you from the bottom of my heart. And Jason there, our attorney down there, he's taken a personal interest in it, goes down there on the weekends and volunteers, and has been great in coordinating with Best Friends. I just appreciate all y'all, and I'd like to thank Best Friends for how much they've invested into this. Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, good work, guys.
Thank you.
Good work,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, good job.
Appreciate
y'all's hard work. Thank you. It's good to see y'all.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, thank you. Good job, guys.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Good work, guys.
So I want to thank them for all that they do, because they do a lot behind the scenes. A lot of us don't realize that goes on, and they spend a lot of time and put a lot of heart into it. I want to thank you. Okay. Mr. Slade. We got Miss Heather Jennings.
Yeah, there's Heather.
There she is.
Good
morning.
Heather. How are you today?
Good, how are y'all?
Good.
Doing good.
Good. I just want to take a minute and tell y'all our poultry and horse kids wrapped up their season this fall, and they are so appreciative of your support, your continued support for the facilities and just everything you do. So they have wrote their thank yous to their supervisor as well as another one. I hope y'all enjoy reading them as much as I do. The young ones are my favorite. But in here also is a save the date. Our livestock season is kicking off. As soon as we get back, we'll be busy with our county show, Southwest District, and then Dixie National. So there is a save the date in there for our celebrity showmanship, which we hope we see y'all at. Is probably one of my favorite events we put on for the fall, or for our livestock show. But it is Friday, January 9th at 6 o'clock at the livestock barn at the multipurpose pavilion. And we hope to see y'all there. I do have the thank yous if I could approach and give them all to y'all.
You can give me J's, and I'll make
Thank
sure
you.
they get.
Heather. Appreciate it.
I'll make sure they get to it.
Well, again, we thank y'all so much for your
Yeah.
continued support. The kids appreciate it. Our program could not be where it's at without y'all's support. So again, we really do
We thank-
appreciate y'all.
Thank
Thank
y'all
you.
for what
Yeah.
y'all do. Thanks for your hard
Yeah,
work, Heather.
I just want to say thank you for what you do, you
Yeah.
know, and all this. And have do you know who's judging it this year?
I do not know yet.
And ladies,
I know we had I'm not gonna say a bad judge
Judge,
last year.
Well, it was a committee last year.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
It was a committee, and
Let's
it'll
do
be a
that.
committee again
Let's
this
do
year.
that.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can work on that for this year.
Yes,
If
sir.
we don't, let's make it see it.
No, no.
It's a real popular thing
It
to
is
do.
very popular, yes, yeah.
Thanks, Heather.
All right, thank you. Old business.
Motion approved December 1st.
Second.
Brad made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Has everyone got any questions? Had time to read over the consent?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Steve made a motion, Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries, and I'd like to welcome Jay to the meeting this morning.
Glad I can make it.
Yeah.
Did deer hunt?
Miss Caroline Gilbert.
It's cold.
Good morning, Miss Caroline.
Okay, for me, I'm gonna take all of item A at one time, except I would like to, the first bullet point, account number 22306. This is a mobile home that has been assessed as real property since 2002. I know we don't typically go back and void and do anything with mobile home bills for all of those years, but they have been taxed as real property and have paid those. They have not paid the mobile home bills. So that's a little different. All of the others are either, mobile home, they're all dealing with mobile homes that have either not been located in Rankin County or are unlivable, and we just need to void their bills and delete their accounts.
So you wanna take one, exclude one,
Well, no, I just wanted y'all to know why it was a little different.
so we can take all these in one motion?
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve items 1 through 7.
Second.
Brad made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Caroline.
Miss Stacy?
Always take a minute, just in case somebody jumps in front of me.
Well, while we're on camera, would you like to start us off again? So, you've got a little practice.
I promise y'all don't wanna hear me sing.
Oh,
Just ask my
okay.
kids. All right, item A, normal petitions to adjust the 25 homestead exemption supplemental roll.
Make a motion.
Second.
I made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, petitions for change of assessment on the 25 real property assessments.
Motion approved.
Second.
Brad made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, we're requesting authority to avoid the 23 and 24 tax sales and refund any tax sale purchaser for PIN 84880 and request authority for the tax collector's office to void the 23, 24, and 25 tax bills and no other tax bills be generated. This PIN was forfeited to the United States of America and should have been tax exempt. And no prior year taxes are collectible since it was forfeited.
Make a motion.
Second.
Made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, we're requesting authority to void the 24 tax sale and refund any tax sale purchaser for parcel I-115511 and request authority for the tax collector's office to void the 24 and 25 tax bills and have no other bills generated. This parcel was created in error due to a legal description, which has been corrected.
Make a motion.
Dr. McLeod made a motion. Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E, we're requesting authority to void the 24 tax sale and refund any tax sale purchasers for parcels F7-9, F7-11, F7N-10, F8-1, and F8-3. We're requesting authority for the tax collector's office to void the 24 and 25 tax bills and no other tax bills generated. These parcels belong to Rankin First. They acquired those in '23, acquired them in '24, and they should have been tax exempt from '24 forward.
Make a motion.
Dr.
Second.
McLeod made a motion. Jay seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F, we're requesting authority to refund the '23 and '24 improvement taxes for parcel H1063. This parcel was erroneously assessed. That structure's been gone for some time.
Motion approved.
A second. Brad made a motion. I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Up next, we have Carla Carter, Assistant Purchasing Clerk. Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing this morning?
How are you?
Doing good.
All right, this morning we're here to award the term bids that we opened earlier in the month. You should have a packet with all of the recommended. On number 5, we do want to wait until January 5th. We need to review that a little more. Polypropylene culverts,
Okay.
Plastic.
We wanna wait till when?
January 5th.
January the 5th.
We have some discrepancy in respect on those two right there, we'll need to get some clarification.
I make a motion to approve all items as presented with the exception of number 5.
Second.
Jay made a motion. Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mike Harrison, Road Manager.
Morning.
Morning.
Need to authorize the board president to execute a temporary easement on Spillway Road in 471. It's an MDOT project that's going on. We've got a little parcel right there, that needs they're gonna try to start that project after the first of the year for the next board meeting, so we're just trying to get that agenda done.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Steve made a motion. Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
We better slow down, Craig.
Yes, we got it.
But we got a lot of executives.
We do.
Okay.
Yes, sir. My recommendation be
Move
keep the
on.
pedal to the metal. I feel a lengthy executive session coming. Yep, got a lot of ground covered today. First item under mine, gentlemen, is a public hearing for Kevin Johnson rezoning request. This is Highway 471. Notice was provided for a public hearing today. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Johnson is seeking to rezone 4.2 acres from RE1 to C2. The request is intended to support orderly commercial growth along Highway 471, which has transitioned away from low-density residential to a mix of commercial and service-oriented uses. Mr. Johnson is proposing a future development of a climate-controlled self-storage facility covering approximately 25,000 square feet on this 4.2 acre site. The proposed development will include multiple metal buildings, internal drive aisles, on-site stormwater retention, MDO2 approved access from Highway 471. And so we are here on that rezoning request. I'll ask if there is anyone here to speak in opposition to the Kevin Johnson rezoning request, Highway 471. Anyone here to speak in opposition? You'll step forward, please. You'll give your name and address, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
J.C. Taylor. I live at 116 Barksdale Road, and we have property, I have, and two other fellows, next to this property, not exactly joining it, but in the neighborhood across the road from it, and we are against commercial property there. That's residential, and we'd like to keep it residential. And Kevin, is he here?
Yeah, you need to address your witness to the board, please.
Kevin supposedly bought 2 parcels from Danielle Johnson. And if he did, one parcel joins me, and I'll show you that he has not did any cleanup on it, and it's a total mess. So we don't want anything else of his around there if he's not gonna keep any maintenance own it like he's done the property adjoining me.
How long has he owned that property?
I don't know, what, a year maybe? He's had plenty of time to come in there and clean it up, and I've got pictures of it was grown this high, an old trailer in there that's infested with rats, I'm pretty sure. And he's had plenty of time to clean it up, and he has not made any effort at all to straighten it up, make it look neat, and it's right there on 471.
Y'all have any other questions, Mr. Taylor?
No, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jessup.
Brian, can you put this on the map?
Got two others.
No, okay.
I've got a map of it I
Okay,
can bring to you.
bring it, because I pulled it up, and,
Gentlemen, we have others who would like to address the board on this
Okay.
matter.
Okay, come on.
Come on forward, step forward.
Good morning. My name's Joey Burrell, and I'd just like to,
If you'll give your address, please.
yes, it's 105 Barksdale Road. And I'd just like to reiterate and second what J.C. had said, that it's important for us to maintain a residential area out there and just kind of keep the property up. And I just feel like this would invite more vermin and rodents, that kind of thing. And, just wanted to reiterate that.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Jimmy Jones, I live at 3698 Highway 471, across the street from this property. And I agree too that I'd like to keep it residential. Like I said, he's made no effort to clean this place up across from me. And that's where I kind of stand.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else to speak in opposition? Is Mr. Johnson present? Yes, you'll step forward, please. Gentlemen, this is the applicant.
Okay.
Morning, board. Good morning.
First of all, I'm not actually looking for approval for that property right now, or that facility. It's the adjacent property across the street. That is, legal description K154550.
But do you own the other property?
I own the other property too as well, yes, sir.
What about their concerns on getting it cleaned up?
Yeah, I have not done anything to that property as of yet. I've had it about right at a year. We don't know exactly what to do with this large 18-wheeler semi part that's on that property. We don't know what to do
I mean,
with
is
it.
it scrap? I mean,
No, it's actually just it's a what they carry, an 18-wheeler carries in it. That
A big van.
big van that attaches to it.
Big
Yeah.
van that's been sitting there for years.
Yeah, it's been there for
So
a
he
while.
bought it.
It was there before I bought the property.
I
But
thought it was a mobile home there.
No.
no.
Glenn, you know what we're talking about?
Not exactly, no. I probably do, and I just hadn't paid attention, so.
The property had not been taken care of prior to me
No.
even purchasing too, but we can do something about that immediately. But I've not been addressed about that until just now.
well, I mean, all they have to do is call our community development and declare it a nuisance or whatever and bring it to us, and that's what we would do.
Right, contact, right.
Pretty much force you have to get it cleaned up, but it'd be
Right,
nice if you
right.
would take
Yeah,
this
yeah,
initiative.
This has been in the same shape for a long time, hadn't it? And nobody's taken an interest in cleaning it up.
I would like to reiterate whenever he gets through.
Maybe. And we're not here about that. We're here about the zoning.
Correct.
I mean, whether it's zoned commercial or whether it's zoned residential or whatever, we can do something about getting it cleaned up.
Correct.
And have a feeling we can do more if it's commercial, but,
So do we have any commercial in that area?
That is a transitioning area into commercial.
Okay.
it's right pretty much on the corner of 470, I mean, of, 25 and 471.
Yep.
And it's been a place that hadn't been taken care of. It's got an old 18-wheeler, van.
Across the road.
Right, no, further on one of the properties. Yeah.
So what, you wanna do inside storage?
Yes, I do. It would be a climate control. We are looking at also, since it's about a mile and a half down from the reservoir, it's also put boat
This is
and
him or the
RV
county?
storage
Outside?
outside.
Where would they be located?
You mean
As far as on the property itself?
on the property? It'd be off from the property, I mean, from the main road. I can show y'all a kind of a rendition of what I'm probably gonna be building on that, so.
I know that's not what we're talking about now.
Right.
But I would like to see, if you got
It's-
some images.
You want it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is this the,
Yeah, that's actually, that's Big Hill Road. That's the road that's on the right-hand side of the property, so if you're looking.
so you won't be having entrance there?
No, the
Okay.
entrance actually at the front, right there at the intersection of 471 and Sand Hill Road.
Okay.
So that's,
This the rendering?
mhm.
So you'll be, so if we approve the zoning, if you get approved this, where would you be locating the outside storage?
The outside, similar to this same kind of off from, this is a main road.
Yeah. Are you talking about a whole separate parcel altogether?
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Looks good. Pretty drawing.
Yeah, well, I wanna make sure that it look good.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think the gentleman, Mr. Taylor, wanted to speak.
Oh,
Are y'all done with the applicant as far as?
I mean, I think it'd be wise to show them the rendering of what you are proposing.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
Well, this is just
The zoning.
the zone.
Yeah, so we've got a whole site plan architectural review scenario, if the board chooses to allow the rezoning, to consider the rezoning. Then we move through the process of actual review of what is this facility supposed to look like. We need to know whether or not the facility can even be proposed for the site by virtue of the fact that right now it's not zoned for that use. We don't even need to talk about what's gonna go there until we know what the board is willing to allow to go there through its zoning.
Correct.
Yes. All right, do y'all wanna hear from Mr. Taylor again? He wanted to speak about something he heard, so.
Yeah, let him.
We'll give them opportunity to come back up.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we know that property is not what he's talking about, but I'm talking about if he can't maintain that, like, keep it up, how will he keep up that over there? And we still just don't want commercial right there where we live. And as far as I know, he did not contact the person, Jack Cameron, that owns property adjoining that property because he's not here. And so I thought that he was supposed to notify anybody adjoining his property of this.
We do that.
Our office does that.
Well, as far as we know,
They can do it.
Mr. Cameron never did get any kind of a letter. Jimmy Jones knows him real well. And, as far as we know, if we can't get in touch with Jack today, but, he's not here, and we don't know if he got any kind of a letter or anything from him, because I talked to him Monday and he had not received anything.
We got records showing that he received, because we get.
Our
we
check
sent it.
actually received it. We know that.
We know he got sent.
notified.
And also that other property joining me, I called twice with the other people to get it cleaned up, and it should be on record that I called the nuisance twice to get it cleaned up, because it's a mess, and it always has been, and it still is.
So we're gonna make sure that gets taken care of.
Well, but we still don't want commercial right there around us.
Tell me this, Mr. Taylor,
See,
what is it about just the difference of it being called commercial or ag or residential? What is that term?
It'd just be a lot of traffic in there, a lot of, no telling what. You see all over where people have dope in these, storage facilities and all kinds of junk. And we know how most of them are. I'm not saying this one will be, but there are some that where you have all kinds of people renting storage units to hide things. And we just don't want it in our neighborhood.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, if y'all feel like you heard enough, I need to walk you through some of the steps in the process of a rezoning request, just so make sure we're all on the same page about that. If you're prepared to move to that next discussion item. Typically in a rezoning, the applicant must establish a couple of facts to the satisfaction of the board. Number one, for a rezoning request, one justification could be that there was an error in the original zoning classification of the property. This property was zoned RE1, has been RE1 for a long time under our zoning context. The board has been navigating a zoning ordinance for the better part of 20 years now. And so this property was zoned originally as RE1, a classification that indicates residential in character. Since that time, there has been a transition in the neighborhood, in the area of this property along Highway 471, away from residential context to more commercial context. It's just what we see in our community along highway frontage. Mississippi Highway 471 is a state highway, so it is subject to seeing this kind of commercial development along and connected to that highway. So it's an important arterial in that respect. So it's not unusual for us to have rezoning requests that come before us, especially for properties that are along state highways. So this would fall into that category. There has been some evidence presented to the board. I've seen nothing as legal counsel to suggest that there was an error in the original rezoning, and so we would need to find some other justification. The other justifications that are provided in state law for rezoning is, if there's no error, it is that there has been a change in the character of the area where the subject property is located, a change in the character of the area. So you've heard some evidence that there's been a transition to more commercial. In fact, your staff, our Office of Community Development, confirmed that to you in this hearing, that there's been some change over from residential over into commercial context. That needs to be established first. I think there's sufficient evidence before the board at this juncture to suggest that there has been a change in the character. The second is that there's a need for this type of zoning classification, the classification that is requested, C2. Well, what is C2? C2 is your commercial context, and it's kind of a midpoint in your commercial context. It's not the lightest type of commercial such as professional office parks and that type of thing. It is that transitional commercial piece that provides not quite the same level of traffic and foot traffic that is expected in this area. So it's not highway commercial, it's that transitional phase under C2, and you do not allow outright any outside storage in C2. And so there's an effort being made here to kind of keep the clamps down on the type of commercial that would be allowed here by indicating that C2 would be an allowed use. You do allow some C3 type uses, more intense commercial uses in C2, where it can be established by conditional use application that it's appropriate. I'm not suggesting that what the gentleman's plans are, Mr. Johnson's plans are here are appropriate for this particular area. You've heard some evidence presented by those who are opposed to this request that they do not want to see some sort of intense commercial operation directly across from their residential properties. That's understandable. And so you have the ability then to control, well, what sort of C2 is going to be allowed here. What you've heard is that the intention is for some type of self-storage operation. It's not why we're here. That's not been formalized yet, but that's the indication as to why we want the property to be rezoned. So I think you can expect it's going to be some form of commercial use, probably a self-storage facility. All right? So if you're satisfied that there has been enough evidence presented of a change in the character and condition of the neighborhood and a demonstrated need for the type of use that is offered, then it would be appropriate to further consider the rezoning. If you're not satisfied that there's been enough evidence presented, then you're within your discretion to deny the request.
If it's,
Is it closed?
I'll be glad to close the public hearing if y'all are ready to close it.
I don't need to hear anything else.
So Brian just showed me where this actually is, and it's not on the road even close to Barksdale. It's across the highway from it.
Yes, it's a 4-lane.
Yeah. I make a motion to rezone this to C2.
I second that motion. Jay made a motion, I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any
Nay.
nays?
nay,
Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll move on to item B. This is a public hearing on the Juan Pablo Munoz conditional use permit at 411 Pelican Way. It's a District 5 property. That public hearing is open. Mr. Munoz is seeking a conditional use permit to operate a short-term rental at 411 Pelican Way. Property is zoned R1B. It's part of the Barnett Bend 2 subdivision. Mr. Munoz has been made aware of the general conditions that are typically applied by the Board of Supervisors to all short-term rental approvals. In addition, he has established a list of his own house rules. We do have our conditions that I'm happy to go through before we get into the actual comments from those who may be present. The conditional use permit, if approved, would have the following conditions: no parking on the public street, no solid waste collection containers may be left at the public street after pickup, must be returned to the garage or the carport for the home. Occupancy rules must be posted in a prominent location inside the home. The owner must retain a record of the occupants with name, address, phone number, and age, and those records need to be retained for 5 years. No parties of any kind may be permitted inside the residence or on the property of the residence. No conditional use permit can be assigned to any other party without the Board of Supervisors authorization. No commercial activity of any kind may be run from the short-term rental. No commercial or large equipment is allowed on the property, only passenger vehicles. And the conditional use permit expires after 1 year, and the applicant is allowed to reapply for a conditional use at the end of that 1 year period. Those are our standard conditions. At this time, I'll ask if there is anyone here to speak in opposition to the Juan Pablo Munoz conditional use permit request. Anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter? Mr. President, I don't see anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter. Unless the board has questions of Mr. Munoz, it'd be appropriate to move forward.
Motion to approve.
Jay made a motion, Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Next item, gentlemen, is a public hearing on the Joseph Lindsay conditional use permit at 944 Trickham Bridge Road. Mr. Lindsay is seeking a conditional use, that public hearing is open. Mr. Lindsay is seeking a conditional use permit to construct an 1,800 square foot brick accessory dwelling for his parents at 944 Trickham Bridge Road. Property is 5 acres, it's zoned R1. R1 allows a accessory dwelling unit by conditional use permit. The accessory dwelling will be will be within 50 feet of the main structure of the property, so it meets our requirements in that respect. Did I mention this is a District 4 property? This time I'll ask if there is anyone here to speak in opposition to the Joseph Lindsay conditional use permit request. Anyone here to speak in opposition?
That's what I was thinking.
Mr. President, I don't see anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter. At this time, it'd be appropriate to take action.
I make a motion to approve it. So I think we have a hardship. This one does not. This is just,
No, sir.
I believe that's the next one.
okay, the
This
next
is just
one.
elderly.
Okay. Oh, elderly, yes.
Steve made a motion, Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
All right, here we go.
The next item is the Kenneth Kirsch, all right, the Kenneth Kirsch conditional use permit request. We'll open that public hearing. Mr. Kirsch is seeking a conditional use to place a 1,512 square foot manufactured home behind his sister's manufactured home at 845 Trickham Bridge Road. This is a 1.34 acre parcel zoned RE1. RE1 zoning allows a manufactured home as a hardship. Mr. Kirsch says he is disabled. He wants to be closer to his sister, who is also disabled. He would also like to use his sister's existing driveway for ingress egress to the manufactured home. Mr. Kirsch has been approved by the health department to place a second septic system on the property. He has also attached a copy of his medical history to the application itself. This time that public hearing is open, and I'll ask if there's anyone here to speak in opposition to the Kenneth Kirsch conditional use permit request. Is anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter? All right.
Craig, is this a separate parcel, 1.3 acres?
I'm not sure. Is the 1.34 the separate parcel, so it's a carve out of
Yes,
a
it
larger
is.
parcel? All right, how big is the other parcel? Do we know?
That one is it show?
I don't know. I think it's 2 acres that's in front of it, or 1 acre or 2 acres in front of it.
I believe it's all family.
There's-
So it's about
yeah, there's
3.5 acres
Yeah.
total,
30
Jay,
acres behind it.
and so it's kind of a split.
I just wouldn't want to try to squeeze 2 of them on acre and a half.
Yes, sir, I agree with that. Okay. I believe, are you Mr. Kirsch? Yes, sir. If anyone has any questions of Mr. Kirsch? Okay. This time it'd be appropriate to take action on that. Typically, gentlemen, as you know, we append conditions in these situations, even in a hardship situation, where once the hardship has been abated, there is a requirement that the unit be relocated to another property.
So can I ask, why wouldn't we be able to just locate it here without a hardship? Because the zoning?
The RE1, we don't allow manufactured housing in RE1 at all, and so there's a recognized reason to allow it if it can be established that there's a hardship basis.
He and the sister have the hardships.
Yes, sir.
Okay? This time it'd be appropriate to take action.
Make a motion to approve it.
I second that motion. Steve made a motion, I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing for the Joe McGee Construction Conditional Use Permit, Highway 43 South. This is a District 3 property. Joe McGee Construction is, that public hearing is open. Joe McGee Construction is seeking a conditional use permit to mine approximately 40 acres of a 103 acre parcel. It's on Highway 43 South. Property is zoned A2, which allows for mining as a conditional use. Mr. McGee has also applied for a surface mining permit through MDEQ. That public hearing is open. I'll ask if there is anyone here to speak in opposition to the Joe McGee Construction Conditional Use Permit. Anyone here to speak in opposition? Okay. Gentlemen, I don't see anyone here to speak in opposition. Our understanding, gentlemen, is that this particular request, the siting of this particular mining location is directly related to a economic development project. And it is our understanding that if the company that is the applicant here is awarded that contract, then it would be necessary for this mining operation to be initiated in a hurry. But otherwise, we may wish to insert a condition indicating that if they do not successfully or not awarded that contract, that this particular conditional use would not be available until such time as they establish for the board that they have some other use that could be appropriate for this location. So we would ask that be a condition, that they have to be awarded that particular contract.
That's right. I'm good with that.
I'm gonna go through, with your permission, Brad, I'd like to go through our standard conditions
Okay.
that are also, what I just voiced was a special condition for this particular request. The hours of operation would be Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. during Central Daylight Time, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during Standard Time. No Sunday operations of any kind. They must keep a water truck on site for dust control. They are required to keep any public road where they access the pit must be kept free and clear of all debris on a daily basis, and they have to be responsible for any damage to any county public road that is on the haul route.
There's no county roads on this haul route.
It's all state highway.
It's all state highway.
That works.
Let's put in there no county roads.
We can also include, if you wish, that there can't be any deviation from the haul route, but I think that's clearly understood, right? Okay. We must post a trucks entering highway signs for appropriate safety. Conditional use permit is granted only for the 40-acre site. They can't deviate from that particular location, and placement of and maintenance of a 200-foot gravel ingress egress into the site. That's for mud control primarily, but they have to armor the ingress and egress onto the state highway so that it keeps the mud off by having 200 feet of gravel. Those would be your general conditions. I've already indicated the special condition, which would be they have to be awarded the contract.
Craig, my understanding, we had a meeting with them, and I was thinking that they were gonna, if they awarded this contract, they were gonna run 7 days a week. Did I misunderstand
That's
that? Or-
it's totally up to the board to decide whether or not there's gonna be 7 days of operation or not. Our
Is there
typical
houses close to
condition,
I mean, there's 2 houses across the road from it. When I spoke to one of the two, the other one I couldn't get on the phone, because nobody was at the house. But
our standard conditions.
we'll do it that condition, and then we have to, because we're not 100% sure they got awarded the bid.
Right.
So, all right. On those conditions, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Brad made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
All right. Brad, I'll work with Brian and Ashley on that special condition.
Okay.
Next item, gentlemen, is the Lance Stevens, Robert Graham Jr. conditional use permit to operate a short-term rental at 154 Lake Shore Road. This is going to be a District 4 property. That public hearing is open. Property consists of approximately of an approximate 700 square foot cabin. It's located on Pelahatchie Lake. Owners are intending to use the cabin as a secondary residence for themselves and their families, and to occasionally offer it as a short-term rental. The applicants have established some house rules. The renters must be 25 years of age or older. Quiet hours are 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. daily. Smoking and vaping is not permitted. Open flames of any kind are not permitted on decks. Maximum occupancy is 4 guests, and so they've got some fairly substantial regulations on short-term rental. Our standard short-term rental guidelines would also apply, the same that I called out for you on the Munoz conditional use request earlier would also apply here. I'm going to now ask if there's anyone here to speak in opposition to the Lance Stevens, Robert Graham Jr. conditional use permit request. Anyone? I don't see anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter. Unless you have questions, it'd be appropriate to take action.
Brian, There's no others in this area?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Steve made a motion, Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Gentlemen, the next item is item G. It's a public hearing on a request to vacate an amended plat for Persimmon Ridge subdivision, which is filed at Plat Cabinet F, Slot 25. This is kind of a house cleaning matter. Tim, I don't remember which one this is.
So this is, on Mount Helm Road.
Mount Helm.
Yeah, and the developer thought he wanted to develop the property. It was originally 3 lots, decided they really didn't want 3 lots, they really just wanted 1 lot. So we amended it to 1, and now they decided that they want to keep the whole property all whole and don't want to divide it at all.
So because a plat was filed to reflect the property owner's wishes at that time, we need to go through the formal process of rescinding and revoking that plat so it can be removed from the land records. We just need a motion to approve. This is the action item to vacate the amended plat, so it'd be a motion to vacate it.
I second.
Brad made a motion, Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Gentlemen, you can see item H is, I don't want to do it again, but I do want to add a motion to authorize the release of a letter of credit that was being held on the part of that developer to protect the public roadway. That letter of credit is no longer required, and so I just need authority to release the letter of credit.
Second.
Second, well,
Brad made a motion, Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next item under my section is acknowledgement that a MOU between Rankin County and Scott County has been in place for a number of years. I'm not going to read all this. Let me summarize it for you. Several years ago, we entered into an MOU with both Scott County and Simpson County that allowed for the hosting of emergency 911 call traffic on our system for each of those 2 counties. They paid us a monthly amount for that privilege to have their hosting on our system. We are now, this board has authorized the transitioning to a new 911 system, and our old legacy system will be disbanded. When that happens, both Simpson County and Scott County will no longer have connectivity for their 911 traffic. And so a request has come from Scott County that on their nickel, let's allow that legacy system to stay active for a period of time while they transition to a new 911 system. So this is kind of a stopgap measure.
which county?
Scott. Simpson's already in the process of transitioning, and before we go dead, they will be done and over to a new system. This is just for Scott County. Scott County needs more time, and they don't want to go dark in the interim. And so what this is a bunch of lawyer gobbledygook that says Scott County has to pay for everything.
Right, gotcha.
If they want to keep it live, they can do that. We can keep it live on our end and let the traffic continue to flow, but they have to pay all the costs associated with that. That's what you're approving.
Do we have an ending date?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You'll look down here at the very bottom, it says,
June
not
30th.
longer than June 30 midnight. And at that point, June 30 midnight, June 30, 2026, our EOC director is authorized to disable our legacy system.
Got it.
We expect them to be done
By then, it shouldn't take that long, gotcha.
All right, so you need a motion to,
This motion to approve item I, please.
I make a motion to approve item I.
I second that motion. Brad made a motion, I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Item J.
Just for the record, you could have read that, if you'd have read straight through it, then it took you to explain all of it. It would have been shorter. Yeah.
He'd have still had to explain it.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll just, that's that lawyer coming out.
Yes, sir. I chose the
okay.
lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Sid.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah,
Item J is an authorization for the Sheriff's Office to enter into an MOU with Department of Public Safety, and this has to do with what's called the Live Scan Digital Fingerprint System. DPS is offering to purchase that system, to have it installed and made functional and operational, and then to warrant it for a significant period of time, 5 years, and to pay for the cost of it. This would cost us nothing. We would just have the space available and the personnel trained to use it, and that's about it. So it sounds like a good deal. Sheriff has asked for authority to enter into that MOU. That's what this item says, so I just need a motion to approve item J.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Steve made a motion, Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Item K, gentlemen, something you've been expecting, authority to publish the notice to bidders to construct our new tax collector, tax assessor office building in Pinelands Development in Flowood. Just need a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Glenn got the second.
I made a motion, Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Item L, gentlemen, is consideration of and a potential action to approve an amended communication tower lease. This is between the county and C Spire. This is on your tower at La Bourgeois, Highway 471. We have had an existing tower lease agreement with C Spire co-locating on that tower. This is an updated and amended tower lease agreement that provides for more monthly rent to be paid to the county and for annual increases in that monthly rent amount of 3%, and a shortening of the rental period so that we have better control over who's on our tower and under what terms and conditions. So I'd ask for authority to approve that. It's a really good deal for the county.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Brad made a motion, Dr. McLeod seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Many weeks ago, if not months ago now, the board authorized the taking of action with the state legislature for the 2026 legislative session. You identified your priority legislative agenda. This is a resolution of support for what you identified already as your legislative agenda, and so I'd ask for approval of that resolution so we can begin circulating that to the state legislature.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah, so gentlemen, you said our priority legislative item is our grade separation at Greenfield Road, Highway 18. Getting that bridge over the railroad is your top priority, and you have asked your legislative team to make that your top priority and to secure funding from the state legislature to help you with what we hope will be the local share of a large discretionary grant received from the Federal Rail Administration.
Brad made a motion, and I don't guess we have a second.
Second.
Oh, Steve seconded that motion.
No, Jay got the second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
That resolution is found at Roman numeral 10M in your pack. It's a half a page.
Full
So,
support from the city.
Sid, what that means is I had very little to do with it, since it was only a half a page.
Only half a
Yes,
page.
that's correct. Gentlemen, we have a number of matters that we will take up in executive session. I also have a couple of matters in additional business after Mr. Hicks' section.
Okay. Mr. Hicks, will you step on up?
Before I do this, just let me say, our workers.
Good morning.
Good morning. Our workers' comp policy, this past year, we've had quite a few claims, with some employees. So, I'll give credit to Paul and to Guy for the work they've done. Let's just say what we're asking you to approve is about probably a little over $100,000 less than it started out on the original quote. So they've done an excellent job in getting our insurance on workers' comp down. So I just want to point that out. We're asking for approval to go ahead and approve our workers' comp policy with the Mississippi Public Entity Worker Comp Trust.
Motion approved.
Second.
Jay made a motion, Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion?
Is it work-related accident?
Yes, sir. We've had some
Better be.
injuries.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, whose fault? I mean, like,
Well, most of them were not our faults. We had some deputies that were injured in the line of duty.
I got you.
And we had some other departments that had some injuries sustained that were considerable.
Remember Ben?
Yeah.
Not calling any names.
All right, thank you. Yep, we voted. All in favor?
Aye.
See?
We'll vote again.
Mr. President, if I may, I ask the board to consider at least one item of additional business at this juncture before we go into executive. I would need a motion to add an item, which is a public hearing on the expansion of the Mount Helm, the current rubbish pit operation, and the amendment of the solid waste management plan. You authorize notice of publication of a request for public comment, and that public comment period began on November the 12th of 2025, and it ended this morning at 9 a.m. at December the 15th. And so that public comment period is closed. To my knowledge, we've received no public comments of any kind on your notice to the public of an intention to amend the solid waste management plan to allow for the expansion of the Mount Helm facility. And so that public comment period is officially closed. At this time, you also asked for anyone who wished to appear before the board at this hearing, a public hearing on this request, to be present today at 9 a.m. here in this office, December the 15th of 2025. And so at this time, I am opening that public hearing for the request made.
We're gonna add it.
Yeah, you need to
first.
add that. That's correct. I'm sorry, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Got a motion to add?
Motion to add.
Make a motion to add this expansion of a rubbish pit and amend the solid waste plan.
Second.
Steve made a motion. Brad seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Now that it's added, we will open that public hearing. I'll ask if there is anyone here to speak on the matter of the amendment to the solid waste management plan as presented in the notice of public hearing that was published in the newspaper. Is anyone here to speak in opposition on that matter? Mr. President, I don't see anyone here to speak in opposition on the matter. Unless the board has questions of the applicant, the application, it'd be appropriate for us to close that public hearing. Does anybody have any questions? All right, that public hearing is closed. Gentlemen, the next item is for you to act on the amendment to the solid waste management plan and the authorization for the expansion of the Mount Helm rubbish pit. Just need a motion to that effect.
Motion approved.
Second.
Jay made a motion to approve. Steve seconded that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item to add, gentlemen, is a public hearing on your, this is your annual addressing of any public comments on the county's stormwater management plan. This is something we do every year. It's a part of DEQ regulation that we comply with. And so I need a motion to add the public hearing for the receiving of comments concerning your stormwater management plan.
Make a motion to add.
I second that motion. Brad made a motion to add. I second the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That public hearing is open. At this time, I'll ask, is there anyone here to speak on the matter of the Rankin County Stormwater Management Plan? Anyone here to speak on that matter? Mr. President, I don't see anyone here to speak on that matter. It's not unusual. I don't know that anybody's ever spoken on our stormwater management plan that I can recall. So at this time, we'll close that public hearing.
Okay.
James, we need to act to approve it? Okay, cool. Okay.
All right.
I've got a couple of matters, gentlemen, in executive. Those matters, one will be on economic development, one will be on a matter involving county-owned property.
So before we move forward, where are we at on our old, cement site?
Taking bids.
The bids, we're opening bids on December 23rd,
Okay.
next week.
Had lots of people interested in the pre-bid meeting on that.
I think it's about 15 folks.
Heck, yeah, all right, maybe we get some good prices.
Hope so. Very interesting.
Okay.
Mike, didn't you have something you wanted to address the board on?
I got additional bill, if you don't mind.
We were just fixing to go in executive.
Yeah.
You don't wanna do it in executive, huh?
I can, but
I don't think
it's a thing. I'm not a lawyer though.
I'm picking at you.
Now, so where we at is y'all been funding the dead tree money to, cut down the dead trees all in the Rankin County area. We're about to use up what we had done, and so what I'd like to do is add some more money to this, project, continue on cutting dead trees on it.
How much?
I'm asking for $600,000.
What did we do last time? 500?
I think it was,
Oh, we did.
400 or something like that.
500.
yeah.
I think Greg wants to speak.
We have,
We had 400 in the budget this year,
400 in the budget.
For,
for this fiscal year.
and we've already spent it.
oh, yeah. Okay,
We need to make a motion to add this.
yeah.
We need to make a motion to add it.
So in 2.5 months, we spent 400,000.
We spent more than that.
Yeah.
And we ain't gonna do 600 for the rest of
But I mean, hopefully this
nine
will
and a
give us
half months.
Are you getting close to being
No,
halfway
No.
done?
no, sir, it's an ongoing problem.
Yeah, I know.
We're hoping to have some
I've been
funds
watching.
coming in,
That's why I
hopefully.
gotta,
Yeah, I'm gonna let Greg talk.
We're hoping to have some funds come in to reimburse us, but
you have a standing appropriations request that was put forward by Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith through her staff, supported by Senator Wicker. That measure is still in process. It's still in the, it is still in the queue. It has survived the initial round of committee review, which is very important. That request is for $5 million to assist us. It would be parked in an account that is accessible through the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And so it would be directed for our purposes and use through the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency eventually, once that appropriation has been signed into law.
So would that be a straight up grant, or would that be some type of matching?
It's gonna be a reimbursement process. There is no other way for the money to be made available to us, Jay. We'll have to go spend the money.
So we can't like backdate it?
We don't know the details because the legislation hasn't been approved.
Or it probably won't.
Well,
It's
is it
gonna depend on.
unique to Rankin County?
Sir,
Is it unique to Rankin County?
this particular appropriation is in the nature of an earmark. Yes, sir. It will be directed for use by Rankin County. The agency will control how it is that we access the funding, Steve.
Yeah.
But it is directed to us and will have to be used by and for Rankin County. And so you can thank both of our senators and their staffs for seeing to it that this opportunity was presented. But this is in a part of the continuing federal budget discussion that is problematic because it's the same area that has to do with immigration. So we are, it's Department of Homeland Security. And so because of that, there are political dynamics here that make it very hard for us to predict how likely are we to see this particular appropriation. And it's just all gonna depend on what they do with the budget. Can they figure out? And so right now, the scholarship suggests that only the appropriations that don't have a lot of political controversy around them are going to survive in this current environment. So, I don't think you can count on
Can't
the federal
depend on it
money.
coming.
Can I just suggest to you that, the request that Mike is making is appropriate in as much as we've been waiting on help from the feds now for the better part of 2 years.
Keith, do you know our total, what we spent so far cutting trees?
And removing.
2.1.
So this will get us on up to 2.8 million?
2.7.
And one.
Craig,
is-
Craig, I know we got bond projects. If some of these bond projects are done under the proposed dollar amount.
Sorry, Brad, it's not gonna work. Bond money has to be spent on assets with useful life. You have to establish that what it is that you're expending the funds on is something that you will see the benefit from for a period of time.
A tree ain't gonna grow back in 10 years.
Once it's down, it's,
Yeah, right. Brad, I would love to be able to tell you, brother, just go help yourself and use those funds. But the bond statute is very specific, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I told you, yeah, go help yourself with it. Sorry.
I mean, this is gonna get us further down the road, but it's not gonna get us through.
right.
But this is self-funding.
Yeah, that's correct. That's why I'm just trying to take it steps at a time, guys, you know, I mean.
We don't see anything at all coming from the state.
Steve, not,
We're the only ones, you know, that's needing assistance with this. Heck, all of South Mississippi is hit pretty hard.
You say, you think or don't think?
I don't see how, they just let them ride, I
We're the
guess.
only- I don't know for sure.
I know MDOT's doing contracts to remove all theirs
Yeah.
right now.
Steve, we do expect a benefit from a change in the law last session that will provide additional funding through the Office of State Aid, which won't directly help us with this, I don't think. However, the fact that we will have additional funding may allow us to use state aid funding for work that we would need to be doing anyway that is eligible under those funds, and it might free up funds that we would otherwise be using somewhere else.
I understand.
So I offer that as a talking point only.
Bottom line is though, we either do it or just don't do it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yep.
and if we don't do it and a tree falls in the road, then when there could, and somebody hits it, we could have. I
There's
mean,
potential liability exposure
Could be
that's
some-
there.
some
under the
liability.
plan.
Even if we are doing it and a tree falls on the
Oh,
road
no, I
and
understand
somebody
that, but
hits
if
it,
we don't do any of them, then,
Right.
you know, cause they're falling everywhere. Just depends on how close they are to the road.
We usually take, you know, in a month's deal, we usually, 2 weeks of it is just pretty well call in list, you know, where
Yep.
complaints and stuff, we
Yep.
try to do those
Yep.
once a month.
Right.
You want 600, how did you get there instead of 500?
I did some rough figuring, I mean, that's gonna get us down the road a little further, I'm hoping it's gonna get us down the road to the appropriation that we may know what's going on with this federal money
Okay.
at that point.
It's-
When we get to the end. We get to the end, we get to that, we'll talk about it again.
So we need to start being a little more selective on the ones we take down.
Well, I think we need to respond to our complaints, our people that are calling in first. And then, when you go out there, that's not the only one.
That's correct.
You're gonna see others on the way out there and back.
Well, I mean, I know some roads that we completely cut dead trees on, and go down them right now, and there's dead trees
I
back
know.
on.
Right.
I know.
We need to be a little
I mean,
selective.
It's just getting bigger, you know, some of the areas
Constant
just.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
trees are steadily
reoccurring.
dying in.
All right, I make a motion. We already added it, is that right?
No, we need to
Okay,
add-
Make a
we-
motion to add
We need to make a
the
motion.
discussion, to remove additional dead
I
trees
second that motion.
and fund it,
And you want to continue funding it out of general?
and continue funding it out of, whatever Keith tells us to.
Yeah.
Whatever Keith tells you to.
Well, you are our.
That road budget will get hit.
I know what you're doing.
Okay,
We'll
Jim.
make a budget.
All right, make budget amendments. All right, that's my, motion is to add it.
Steve made a motion to add. I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now, you wanna approve it?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve it. I guess, do we need to put a figure on it? Cause if we don't, Mike will be
600,000.
600,000.
An additional 600,000.
600,000.
Steve made a motion to approve additional 600,000. I second that motion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
And we do have good records, if the federal come back, we do have good records before we remove these trees, the size, everything about it, we've got detailed records of everything.
I think we'll be able to capture, we'll be able to capture that local share piece.
Yeah.
To the extent that we have a local share, to reach that funding, we will easily achieve the local share.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. I make
a
a motion, we go in executive for economic development and some, what else did you say?
Yes, sir.
County-owned
Yeah,
property.
potential county-owned property matter, and also, we're gonna talk about litigation when we get in there.
I second Steve's motion.
Steve made a motion. Brad seconded that motion. Any further
Oh,
discussion?
wait, I make a motion, we discuss the need to go into
Yeah.
those
Now.
now then. I make a motion to go in.
Now then, and Brad seconded that motion.
Second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
We get everything done?
Yeah.